What's up to the people? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? So we back with another one. We are back with another one. And this time, we're going to get straight to the point. It's your boy Hitman. AKA Mr. Dirty Bird. No, I'm just playing. I ain't know AKA Dirty Bird. But let's talk about these quarterbacks real quick. Because some of y'all been asleep. Y'all be sleeping. There's a diamond in this quarterback class, in this draft class this year, by the name of Jalen Hurts. Y'all remember that guy? I ain't forgot about Jalen Hurts, have you? Hope not. No one is talking about Jalen Hurts. No one is talking about his accomplishments that he had in this, last NCAA season. We hung up on Joe Burrow, hung up on Tua, hung up on Justin Herbert. Y'all hung up on them guys. What was the biggest knock on Jalen Hurts? He can't throw. So what did he do to prove y'all wrong that he can throw? He went to OU, Mr. Lincoln Riley. What is Lincoln Riley famous for? Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Back-to-back Heisman Trophy winner, quarterbacks, drafted first pick overall in Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield. Oh, yeah. Oh, that Lincoln Riley. Yeah, that Lincoln Riley. So Jalen Hurts decided to go there because at the end of the day, that's going to erase all the questions of him being able to throw the ball or not. Because that was his biggest knock. The man threw for 3,800 passing yards. Dude had 30 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. 3,800. Almost had 4,000. Here's another thing that he had. The man had 1,300 yards rushing with 20 touchdowns. Caught 2 passes and scored a touchdown. So he had a total in that one season combined 50 touchdowns. Yards to scrimmage, you do the math. 38 plus 13, 50, maybe 50, 5,100 yards from scrimmage. Or maybe not yards from scrimmage, but total yards. That damn near equals to what Joe Burrows did all season. Even though Joe Burrows only passed the ball, he passed the ball and had passing yardage. Dude had a lot of passing yards with 60 touchdowns. So at the end of the day, you add up all those stats because Jalen Hurts is a combined of two. He's a running, he's like Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray won the Heisman off the same reason. Kyler Murray had like 4,300 yards passing and 1,000 yards rushing. Had a total of like 50, 55 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts did the same thing in 1 year. Just like Kyler Murray did in 1 year. And Jalen Hurts is bigger than Kyler Murray. So that shit, see, people, y'all forget about this stuff. Y'all sleep on this dude. That's crazy. Not like Tua. Joe Burrow showed a lot of grit. Joe Burrow showed he went for your neck. And the only reason why I think Joe Burrow ended up winning the Heisman and everything is because he beat all the guys that that was in the Heisman. He beat Alabama. He beat Oklahoma and stuff like that. So he got a win over there. But see, to get a win over those guys, it's a total team effort at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Because we know Oklahoma is not going to match too well versus a lot of SEC teams because the recruiting style is different. The Big 10, Big 12, don't play a lot of defense. So, you got to go with that. You got to roll with it. So, Joe Burrows won the Heisman because on his great feat with the stats and everything, he beat him head to head. So, you got to give him the Heisman. Because if Kyler Murray would have played against Clemson and lost, he probably wouldn't have won the Heisman. Somebody else probably would have. So the fact that he stayed away from them, you're not staying away, but, didn't have the chance to play against them. He was able to look good against Alabama, and he ended up winning the Heisman, even though Clemson went undefeated and won the championship. So Joe Burrow won the Heisman, solidified the Heisman race, because he beat out Jalen Hurts, who probably came in second in the Heisman. So head-to-head, he won. So, I get it. But Jalen Hurts proved everybody wrong, because when he went to OU, I'm thinking in my head, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to prove y'all wrong, because he would not be successful in Lincoln Riley, successful with Lincoln Riley, if he was not able to throw the ball. You just ain't going to be able to throw the ball overnight. I don't know what pixie dust Lincoln Riley sprayed on him, but the dude was out there throwing the ball like, what? We ain't never seen Jalen Hurts do none of the stuff that he did over there at OU. Now, we saw him do the things like running. We've seen that before. But as far as throwing the ball, being accurate, some balls sailed. Some balls, receivers had to go up and get them and stuff like that. But it's coming from this guy who had all the knock of not being able to throw the football. Like, that's crazy. And then on top of that, no one is even talking about this dude. This dude lost 2 games at Alabama. 2 games at Alabama. So he was a starting quarterback at Alabama. Transferred, and balled out at OU with Lincoln Riley. You got to be able to throw the ball with Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley proved and showed that the quarterback is the number 1 position at OU. That's what makes that team run. And Jalen Hurts made that team run. They looked really good. He looked really good. So to me, him winning the Heisman just based off the knock on him and being able to put up the numbers that he put up was way more impressive, because he was thrown behind the 8 ball from the gate. Like, he went to OU. They lost some linemen. They lost some defensive players, even though they lacked defense in the first place. It wasn't, he didn't have the same line like Kyler Murray had. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But whatever he rolled with, he got him to where he got him. He had a great season as a quarterback. So if you match his season and you compare it to Kyler Murray's, Kyler Murray threw more yards, threw about 800 more yards. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not that much, but maybe 600 to 800 more yards and stuff like that. But no one's talking about Jalen Hurts. We're talking about all these other quarterbacks. We're talking about, of course you're going to talk about Tua. You're talking about Joe Burrow because of what he did. But Justin Herbert, I like him because he's a 4-year starter. He balled out too. But if I was to rank these quarterbacks, just those 4, 1 through 4, I'm going Tua first. Why? Because Tua is probably the natural passer out of all the quarterbacks. He just has a knack for just throwing a football. Like, he knows the route tree. He knows when to put the ball on someone, where to put it, keep his guys from getting hurt, and he puts it in the spot to where they're able to make a play. It'd be great. Joe Burrows, I can go with Joe Burrows number 2, but it's a lot of question marks for Joe Burrows because he had a nice defense with LSU, receiving core, offensive line, you know what I'm saying? So he was able to be the final piece of that puzzle to get them over that hump. Because Tua don't go down, it might be a different story. You never really know. But Tua was out for the season, so it kind of elevates Joe Burrow because they went undefeated at the end of the day. Who would have known what happened in the SEC, title game if Tua would have still been healthy? But we're going to go off the road of the way it went. So to me, Joe Burrows I call him one-hit wonder quarterbacks. And he had a Milli Vanilli. Boy had a mean one-hit wonder. because he threw for 60 touchdowns. He ended the year with, like, what, 200 plus passing rating? Goddamn. But he was a plug in the system to where he was able to succeed. Like, Jalen Hurts, at the end of the day, we looking like, what is he doing? Like, no one knew what he was doing at the end of the day. But Joe Burrow, at the end of the day, Joe Burrow had a chip on his shoulder because he knew he had to get after everybody, because he played with a lot of hurt and emotion because he lost his job over at, Ohio State and came to LSU to a stacked team. And he like, you know what? I'm going for every team's throat. That's how Joe Burrow played. He played after the juggler every game he was in. He didn't care if they was up by 60. He trying to make it 100 because he was pissed because of what happened to him. I get that. He's not going to be able to do that in the pros. He's not going to be able to do that in the NFL. He's not going to be able to do that because he's going to go to the worst team. He's going to the worst team. But Jalen Hurts had endured a lot. He had a lot of question marks being able to throw the ball. No one questions Joe Burrow's throwing ability or Tua's throwing ability or Herbert's throwing ability. No one questioned those. But you had a lot of questions with Jalen Hurts. And to me, he answered them. Look at his stats. Look at his numbers. So Jalen Hurts, his 2019 season was played out of, I'm going to prove y'all wrong that I can throw the ball. And he did just that. If he'd had another year at OU, oh, bro, would have been crazy. He'd have been the next, I don't call him Baker Mayfield because he's more of a, more athletic than, Baker Mayfield. Because I can't really put them two and two together. So I really, by him being a 3-year starter at at Alabama, Jalen Hurts, I put him slightly above Joe Burrow. So I got 2 and 1, I got Jalen Hurts 2, and I got Burrow 3. Now if you want to flip-flop Burrow and Jalen Hurts, go right ahead. That's fine. I'm cool with that. But then you got the rounding up Justin Herbert. Now he is the prototypical quarterback. He checks all the boxes, the height, the weight, the arm strength. To me, he's almost like Carson Wentz. And he's had a lot of good success. He just has that demeanor, like a Carson Wentz style demeanor in the Pac-12. Lacking the accuracy, but a nice big arm. And he can move. He can move too. So that helps a lot. I put him right there at 4. I put him there at 4. He didn't really make that. I mean, he's a 4-year starter. Like, I like the 4-year starter quarterbacks because they built with that quarterback and they show the longevity, being able to take the licks. You know what I'm saying? The team is predicated around them. The one-hit wonder quarterbacks, I don't really fly with them too much because they just don't seem to pan out. They just don't seem to pan out. We'll see this year for Kyler Murray in the NFL and everything. We'll see, because this will be his 2nd year. But everyone gonna know what Kyler Murray got to, what he brings. They know what he brings to the table now, so they're gonna be scheming against him now. But back to Jalen Hurts. Like I said, he was a 3-year starter at Alabama, in a team to where the quarterback don't really do too much besides hand the ball off to Heisman Trophy winning running backs. So you can't knock Jalen Hurts for that. But he was efficient when he was there. He didn't. I mean, there was one year he had 17 passing touchdowns with 1 interception, and his highest interception total was 6. And that was when he was at OU. So he's not a person that's going to just turn over the ball or just throw erratic passes. So the man can throw. His knock was he can't throw. He would not be able to go to OU and not be able to throw. Guarantee he wouldn't be a starter there. So I like Jalen Hurts coming out of this draft. If Jalen Hurts goes to the right team, dude gonna be mean because he actually should be a first-round drafted quarterback. Jalen Hurts should be a first-round drafted quarterback. Ahead of who? I can't say ahead of who. Because at the end of the day, if you play your cards right and get Jalen Hurts, you got a quarterback. Where he can go, I see a lot of spots where he can go and play. Because he's the quarterback, like how Joe Burrow was the quarterback in college. Fit into the right system, flourished. Jalen Hurts fit around the right system in the NFL game is going to make him flourish. If you put a running back behind him, now you got a dual threat running opposition. You got the running back to worry about and him to worry about when he's running, right? Then you get him a quarterback. He's going to be like a Cam Newton in a sense. Just undersized, a smaller version of like a Cam Newton. But he might be a little bit, I would say he's more accurate than Cam Newton. He just don't got the big arm like Cam Newton. So if you can get him a nice receiver, dude, he's going to make the best decision. Because if he can't throw the ball, he's going to, let's say if it's 3rd and 6 and it's set to pass, and then he's going to check that shit down. And if he can't check it down and get it to that person, you know what he's going to do? He's going to run for the first down. That's what a lot of quarterbacks, if you look at Patrick Mahomes and why he's so successful, it's not the fact that he uses his arm to get those 3rd downs sometimes, or majority of the times. The fact that when it's last resort, he ain't going to throw it away and punt team come out and punt. No, he's going to go try to get the first down to keep the offense going so that the points on the board. That's the mentality of Jalen Hurts. That's the mentality of the Joe Burrows. That's the mentality of a Tua. You know what I'm saying? They have those mentalities. But see, the thing is, Tua get hurt doing it. You know, he got to slide. You know what I'm saying? He got to protect himself better in making those decisions. But they just trying to make a play to keep the offense on the field. And that's what Patrick Mahomes does. Now, there's a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL who can't do that because they don't have the leg speed to be able to do it. Like Matt Ryan. That's what kills the Atlanta Falcons, is the fact that he got to throw the ball away. If no one's open, he got to throw the ball away. So therefore, you're punting at the end of the day. Because if you drop max coverage back on Matt Ryan and he's forced to like he need to run for 6 yards, punt team, get ready. You know what I'm saying? So, but when you got those Carson Wentz type of quarterbacks, see, Carson Wentz is another one. He needs to protect himself because he makes those decisions, which are great decisions to make. But you got to be reliable for yourself. Jalen Hurts has done that. Jalen Hurts does that. Tua lacks that. But at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts, to me, is the diamond in the rough quarterback of this draft. He's the one that, when we look back over the years of the splash and when they do these redrafts and all this stuff again, and all, you know how they always do every 4 years or whatever, where they compare all the quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts is going to be the one to stand on top. This dude, they don't even talk about him no longer, like he's not even going to get drafted. What? That's crazy. Now, if he'd have stayed at Alabama his senior season, just behind Tua, waiting if Tua got hurt, he would have never got drafted. He probably wouldn't have got drafted. But the fact that he went to OU, carried that team, and balled out, he put up great numbers. He put up some sick-ass numbers. And he's not even talked about. It's crazy. Y'all need to give that boy Jalen Hurts some respect. Give Jalen Hurts some pub. Jalen Hurts needs to be talked about because he did a lot for Alabama, and Alabama let him go because, you know, his junior season, where he could have left his junior season, he stayed there, and not a lot of people do that. And he showed commitment, he showed loyalty, and he showed that, you know, you give me a chance, you know what I'm saying, regardless if he was behind the 8 ball, behind the curve and everything of Tua, like, he stuck that out. And so why would I repeat that? You know what I'm saying? And because the definition of insanity is repeat the same thing over and over, hoping for a new result when you're not going to get one, right? So, of course, he left his senior year. They let him go with no strings attached, no type of refuge or anything. All right, go handle yours. Go get yours. And he did that. But this your boy Hitman signing off. I know it's been a little long rant, but we're going to get back to it. And we're going to get a lot of more videos pumping too. So y'all get ready for that. We got the Haynes sisters out here balling. We're going to have King with the football and everything like that. We're going to have me talking about what everybody else is talking about and what they're not talking about. So get ready for the content. And y'all stay safe. God bless. Comment, like, subscribe. Get back to you. Let me know what y'all think about Jalen Hurts not being talked about. Jalen Hurts